What's up, nerds? We're your hosts. I am Chad.
And I am Jake. This is our weekly podcast where we explore the world of nerd from TV, movies, games, comics, news, and books.
We will give you our opinions, theories, and oftentimes spoilers.
We will also have friends and experts as guests on the show to elaborate further on those topics.
But be prepared. We like to have a few drinks, so buckle up.
If you want to support our show, like, share, and subscribe wherever you enjoy your podcasts.
You can also become a premium subscriber over at buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd.
So let's get into it. This is the All Things Nerd podcast.
Nerd.
Welcome, nerds, to the All Things Nerd podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerd. Chad, I hope you had a good. Sorry, I hope you had a good week. But with that being said, let's jump into our first topic. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
I thought about doing that way meaner.
I'm glad you didn't.
Wow.
All right. Before we jump into our first topic, Jake and I have started a thing for our premium subscribers over at our Buy Me a Coffee for our pre-show warm-up, where we get ready for the episodes, we catch a good buzz, and we just talk about all sorts of stuff. This week we talked about our beliefs on the moon landing back in July of 1969.
Not get heated in any way.
Yeah, I was not insulted by Jake. But if you want to check that out, go to buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd and subscribe. We've been doing, this is our third week doing it, but we're going to do one for each episode, just as a way to give extra bonus content. You can watch us slowly get drunk while we do it before we start already drunk.
Do it.
Do it. Yeah.
And if you want us to talk about anything in particular, let us know, and we'll do that.
But you have to be a subscriber. You have to be a subscriber for us to take it seriously. So go to buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd. All right. We've been hesitant to talk about some new releases because of the political climate, but we thought that we would kind of touch base briefly on The Acolyte, now streaming on Disney+. So we're going to talk about that, our thoughts. I have a theory on where it's going. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched it yet. Let's start with you, Jake, because I know that you're not impressed, and I have rose shade glasses.
I don't know. I'm all for Star Wars. I'm all for anything nerd. This is poorly acted, in my opinion, which is kind of. I think that some people that are Star Wars fans are like, well, that's how it's supposed to be.
Oh, no.
Yeah. They're like, oh, that's how it's supposed to be. It was like that back in the 70s, and that's how it's supposed to be. And
doing your Walter Cronkite impersonation. That's the way it was.
Yeah. And I'm just not feeling this. I'm not feeling this one. I've liked everything up until now. So you can't you can't just say that I'm being a dick about it, because I've literally liked every cartoons, TV shows, movies, everything up until now. This is the first Star Wars thing that I've been like, nope, this is dumb. I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, not the Book of Boba Fett, because that was so disappointing.
It got fun when
it got over the top campy.
I was say when Mando came in, it was cool.
Oh, so the last episode and a half, sweet. But also we had the most terrible gunfight
The scooter gang.
where they do 360 turns to take a shot, but not in a way that it gives them the advantage of
It wasn't
eyesight.
the high ground by any means.
No, the dude crouched and spun the wrong way uh, to make it make sense. No, but the acolyte does take place about 1,000 years. In in the pretext for the episode, it says centuries, but it's about 1,000 years before the prequels, before the Phantom Menace, and the Sith are so far quite non-existent at this point in time. But we see it opens with Carrie Ann Moss, Trinity from the Matrix, if you will, getting into a fight. What do you have to say? I see the look on your face. Let's get to it.
1,000 years is called a millennium, and I thought it was cool because the Millennium Falcon. So I
Ah,
smiled, and then you were like,
oh,
"What?"
I thought you had something more profound.
No, I just looked up what do you call 1,000 years because you were like century. It says centuries, and then you were like, "But it's actually been 1,000 years." So I was like, "What do you even call 1,000 years? You call it a millennium."
Yeah, which is
That's all.
neat.
That's all.
Which is neat. It it's cool that Carrie Ann Moss's character dies right away, and I don't mean that it's cool because she dies. Just because so much of the marketing was based around her character
Mhm.
that I feel like it prevented a lot of spoilers to get out there because
Yeah.
she literally dies within the first like 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah. And the trailer for this show has her like basically almost all of her scenes in the show is in the trailer, so it's like a minute, and you're like, "Oh, okay, okay. Oh, I love Carrie Ann Moss, And then she dies right away and you're like,
But what?
"What?"
Quit. So in that aspect, I think that was smart because now there's only like two small clips that we'll see in the upcoming episodes that aren't that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
So I think that's smart on a marketing front, but also kind of a bummer because they put a lot into like Carrie Ann Moss. We know in the Matrix she kicks ass. Look how prominent of a character she is, and then literally she dies right away. And you're like, but
They did that with Life with Jake Gyllenhaal and Gyllenhaal and and Ryan Reynolds.
I never saw it.
You never saw it?
No,
Really? Oh, spoiler alert for you, buddy. Um,
Gyllenhaal dies.
no. Ryan Reynolds dies. Like
Died.
right, dies. Ryan Reynolds dies. Ryan Reynolds dies like right away.
Ah,
But like all the marketing for the movie was like Jake Gyllenhaal and Ryan Reynolds, and like they did all the like press stuff was the two of them together. Ryan Reynolds has very little to do with the movie. It's like
that's incredible. I do think that that's really smart because then people are like, hell yeah, let's go. And then
hell yeah. It's like,
hell yeah, like
I
getting
can't pass it
banana,
up every time we
getting
say it.
banana
Every
bread
time
at
we say
work
it, I
today,
can't pass
dude.
it up.
I think that's really smart. Um,
Sport.
smart.
Sorry, I derailed your conversation for a second there, but I
No,
said it was funny. Yeah. Carrie Ann Moss. Carry on. Chad.
no. My wayward son. No, I will admit that anything Star Wars, when it first comes out, I do have rose-colored glasses. I did it for the sequel trilogy with Daisy Ridley for at least the first two. By the time Rise of Skywalker came out, I was like, I'm gonna see it because I have to, but wasn't stoked. I heard that, and it looked just like propellers on camera. Um,
Worst.
and then same with Book of Boba Fett. Like I tried to be super optimistic. I do love Star Wars, and I think that this show has promise for the deeper like nerd lore for Star
Hmm.
Wars. Go ahead and Kacha.
I was waiting to like insert a joke about Kacha, but
Oh,
I guess I'll just Kacha.
oh, I'm sorry.
That's
Oh,
okay.
you didn't even do it next to the microphone, so it was
I
silent,
didn't. It was a silent Kacha. Silent but deadly Kacha.
like the peon pterodactyl. It was silent. Uh, but one of the main actors in this is Amandla Stenberg. And it seems odd because we see her be the one, spoiler alert again, to kill Carrie Ann Moss.
Mm.
And then the next scene shows her like working on a ship, and they're like, "What'd you do last night?" She's like, "Oh, I just did my own thing." So it's like, okay, so it's the same person. You know, she's being secretive. It turns out that she's the original Luke and Leia. Uh, she used to be trained as a Jedi, but now is just doing her own thing. But she has a twin sister, which is just played by her, um, which is whatever. But it introduces, based on the timeline in Star Wars lore, introduces an interesting concept that is my theory for the show.
Is it um a space parent trap?
That'd be hilarious.
Where they're raised by different parents, but the main character is played by the same person playing two different people. No?
Yeah, and like
With
the
like the
their
same haircut
their
and everything. Yeah.
different parents used to be in love, but then they were like, "This is best if they know nothing about it." Terrible
If
parenting, by the
if
way.
they do that, I'm on board with this show.
It's the parent. It's a trap.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so lowbrow. I'm so sorry. I'm ashamed of myself for trying to make that joke work. I mean, it worked, but I still feel bad about it. No, my theory is that the evil Amandla, her name is May, for the bad one, is that the Sith that is training her. We've only seen them from a distance so far. I think that that's Darth Bane, which is the one that creates the rule of two that continues on for all of the other Star Wars things that we've gotten for animation and live action. You know, the Master and the Apprentice, Never More, Never Less. I think that it's Darth Bane, and which would then make May Darth Zara.
Mm.
I am excited about that, probably much more than what the show is already showing. Um, but also, we get like Daphne Keene as an alien, which is pretty rad.
With the mullet.
Is that hair, or is that just like part of the
I,
skin and skull, kind of like a
I
Bart
think it's
Simpson thing, where
I
you
think
don't
it's
know?
her.
Uh,
No, she's got mullet.
just rocking a mullet. Hell yeah.
But if
Hell
you
yeah.
here's the only exciting thing. Well, I don't know if I'd call it exciting, but if you I'm slurring my words already. This is great. Um, if you recognize the main character, um, you would know her from the Hunger Games. She plays Rue. She's the little girl that gets fucking shot with an arrow in the first movie.
Yeah,
If
that
you haven't seen the Hunger Games, spoiler
spoiler
alert.
alert, Rue dies.
But we were watching it, and Nicole's like, she's so familiar. And I'm like, she is familiar. What the fuck? So I looked it up, and I was like, no way. Because Nicole's like a huge Hunger Games fan.
Yeah.
Um, that's it. That's all I had on that.
And also, it's really
Other
cool.
than that, the show sucks.
Again, rose-colored glasses. I'm hoping for the best. I don't want it to suck.
I'm gonna continue watching it,
My
and I'm
childhood sin.
hoping it gets much better. I just for right now, I'm not sucked in yet. But
Yeah, and you want to be sucked in. I know it. Um, also, Lee Jung Jae is he plays Master Soul. He's one of the main leads in this. Um, a lot of people would recognize him just in the past couple of years as one of the main characters from Squid Game. But he's also a huge director and producer, and really rad. I like his character because he's very like calculated, but also seems he remind.
he's giving off Kanan vibes.
That's where I was going with that.
Is that what you were
Yeah,
really gonna say?
like as like a much more like true Jedi, where understanding that his connection to like former Padawans, aka Amandala's good twin,
hmm
forgot what her name is already, because it's
True.
not May. Um, yeah, it says dot dot dot. I'm not gonna spend too much time on IMDb at this point in time. But
You
like
keep talking.
allowing his connection to her as a former Padawan and like the just the unconditional like love and protector like relationship to fuel him, which just connects him deeper to the Force.
What is the bad version of her called?
May.
Oh fuck.
Ah, fuck, but
Hmm.
I yeah, it still just says dot dot dot. I don't think that
Are
they've
we?
given
Hold
the
on.
name for
Hold
her.
on.
Oh,
Well, here's.
Osha.
Hold on. We haven't seen her face yet. The bad version of her.
Yeah, we
She's
have.
wearing a mask. We have?
You didn't watch the second episode. Yeah.
Ah, I was gonna say maybe it's not the same actress playing both parts. But never mind. Yeah, so we
Yeah.
still have a Parent Trap situation going on here. That's the most important thing to take from this.
L is
Is
for
it's
the way you look at me.
it's a Parent Trap in space.
It's almost like an opera, but in space. Sorry, bad joke. Again, I'm full of them today. Hell yeah.
Oh
I
my god, right.
I'm enjoying the show from like the lore aspect. You pointed out how bad the acting has been, and I'm like, yeah, it's not great. But I'm excited about my theory, and I'm excited for the rest of the show for it to go. Um,
It
but
gets I mean, okay. Well, whatever. I don't want to get like I didn't like I being kind of spicy about it because I don't not really liking it that much, but if we're gonna talk about spicy, let's talk about
I was
Crybaby Craig's hot sauce. It's a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes on practically anything. Listen up, we'll tell you more about it.
Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today. All right, everyone. Now we're going to get into our trivial nerd suit. This week's question is for Jake. It's provided by myself. If you would like to submit a question to try and stump one of us, please reach out to us on our website over at www.allthingsnerdpod.com. Use our contact form, mention who the question is for, and if you do stump us, we might have a prize for you. We will have a prize for you. We just haven't finalized the design, but you will get a T-shirt, which is pretty sweet. All right, Jake, are you ready? I'm sending the chat right now.
I'm ready.
Okay. You got it?
Yeah, got it. Okay.
Okay, so this DC character has been depicted as an advanced being, an AI, and as a scientist in multiple different iterations. Initially as an adversary of Superman and later reworked as an ally to Kara, this individual can manipulate themselves to gather information and invade even the highest of security operations. Known for infiltrating cities and taking over control, they are seen as the highest of intelligent beings and manipulators. Who is this DC character?
Brainiac?
Yeah. You got it. I know. I forgot that.
No, it was good. It was good. The ally to Kara is where you
God, I didn't know if I should have added that part or not.
because at first I was like, you said it was you kind of played him off as like a good guy for a little bit there, and then when you said ally to Kara, I was like, oh, Brainiac does end up, yeah. So, but then, the infiltrating cities and taking over control. That's Brainiac. Literally has like in the comics, he has like basically like I don't know like snow globes. He has a collection of civilizations that he's taken over, and he like holds them. That's what happened to Kandor, which is you remember from Smallville, where it's a shrunken city.
Yeah.
That's what Brainiac did. He does that. He like shrinks the cities and adds it to like a collection, almost like a snow globe collection. He's a fucking dork. But of like entire civilizations.
Yeah.
So when you said that taking over control of cities, I was like, oh yeah, definitely Brainiac.
I tried to pull stuff from the comics. I think I just gave you too much.
A little bit. A little bit.
Well,
I think I still would have gotten it, but I would have thought about it a little harder.
I tried.
That's okay. That was a good question.
I tried. Thank you.
I feel like I haven't got one right in a little while, so I needed that.
That's why I did it.
Yeah. Perfect. Thanks, dude.
Totally not why I did that. All right. Let's get in some nerd news.
Yeah. Oh, well, the biggest, coolest thing right now is that you and I went to a concert last night with some other friends, but I don't want to name them because I don't know if they want to be named on our podcast. But we went to a fucking banger of a show out here in St. Cloud, Minnesota. Who fucking knew?
I didn't.
It was fucking baller, dude. That was like one of the best
venue-
concerts I've been to in a really long time. It was so much fun.
For an outdoor concert, it sounded so good. And all the bands sounded so good live.
So good. Oh my God. we saw 4 Year Strong opened.
Mm-hmm. Which shocked me a little, but I'm
I
okay with it.
I was the most. I think we talked about it last week. That was the band I was most excited to see.
Yeah.
So that was really cool for me. Uh, what was the next band?
Uh, then it was the story so far.
Woo! They fucking killed it,
They
of
sounded
course.
great.
And then headliner was A Day to Remember,
Mm.
and they fucking killed it. Oh my God, it was so
Better off
much
this
fun.
way.
Better Off This Way. They didn't play my favorite song, which is kind of a bummer. If you didn't know, it's called Better Off This Way. Uh,
I
my
think everyone
voice,
at the show knows that that's your favorite song.
my fucking voice was gone this morning because I was screaming. But anytime they fucking ended a song, I'm like, Better Off This Way, just trying to get them to play it, and they wouldn't fucking play it. Uh,
What?
and like I thought I was just annoying the shit out of the guy in front of us, and he just turned around and was like, "You're consistent."
Which means that you probably still were annoying the shit out of him, but he was a good sport about it.
Yeah, fuck him.
Don't know who that dude is. Never gonna see him
Yeah.
again. Unless you're
Fuck
listening
him.
to this podcast, we're sorry.
Then don't fuck him.
Yep. I was gonna
Sorry,
make
I
a joke,
just
but then I
got
stopped.
Oh, it was great. Oh my God, the
Who do
show
you-
was so
who do you
good.
think
I went
sounded
in.
the best to their recordings.
Yeah, it was. I mean, every band sounded fantastic. It was so much fun. I am a 30, almost 37-year-old man, and I was like, yeah, I could do the mosh pit. Let's get in there. I fell down immediately, and when people picked me up off the ground, they did it so fast that they just kind of yeeted me into the air. And when I landed, I fell down again, and I was like, "Yeah, that's enough. I'm out."
I
Somebody, there's like this big, tall guy behind me, and he's like, "Do you want out?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think so." I'm done.
they saw the gray in your beard and they're like, I don't think he can hang.
Like this fucking guy.
That's funny because like I hopped in and out of the pit multiple times. My knees, my hips hurt from two stepping. Yep, we're
Knee
both
brace.
wearing knee braces. If you're watching us on YouTube, mine has like the metal brackets on it. But you know, I was hopping in and out of the pit, and towards the end of the night, A Day to Remember was like circle pit, and I was like, I haven't been in a circle pit in fucking forever. Everyone was running faster than I was. One of the other people that we were with, again, not gonna name them because we don't know if they're cool with that. They went down first. I tripped over them because that's how circle pits work. You're always moving forward. If someone falls in front of you, you're gonna go down. And as I was getting up, I took a knee to the face. I have the worst headache. Just
It
on-
wasn't a knee. It was me, and it was no.
No.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding.
Was it your government cheese? But yeah, and then after that, I was like, okay, no more, Chad.
No more, please, no more.
You're in your 30s. You
I woke
haven't
up.
been in a pit.
I woke up and I was reminded that I'm almost 40. I so much fucking get the fuck off me. So much shit happened. Not only was I hungover, I was in pain from getting fucking thrown on the ground or in the air, I should say, and then
Hitting
thrown
the
back on
ground.
and then thrown back on the ground. Hungover, got beat up, and I also had to sleep on the couch last night. And which was kind of nice, but you know, I missed my king size bed.
Yeah, but your couch is so comfy, man.
And I just like woke up on the couch and I was like, ugh, and my voice was like gone. And that's like, it was bad. I would 110% do it over again.
Oh
It
yeah.
was so much fun. So much fun. Those bands were fantastic. The concert was great. Oh my God, this dog. I'm gonna fucking punch her in the back of the head.
Dolphin punch.
She's like whining to get out of the room now. So just you talk. I'm
Yeah.
gonna fucking open the door so this bitch
Yeah,
can get out of
I'm
here.
gonna. Cool. Because
30 seconds. Just tell
yeah,
him that joke, you know.
that one joke. So the chicken crossed the road. That's it. Um, the show is fantastic. Support live music. Support local band. Ooh, none of them are local, but uh, support bands. Support live music. Uh,
Did you say support live music or support local bands?
yeah, and then I was like, but none of them are local, except for that one guitarist
What?
from A Day to Remember.
I was like, one of them.
This was my favorite part, as Jake,
They mentioned it.
in between every single song, was yelling, "Better off this way," and I started yelling "Four Letter Lie" because that was the local band that the guitarist used to be in. And towards the end of the night, he probably just got tired of hearing me say it, so he started playing a riff from the local band that he used to be in, and I was like, I can die happy.
Yeah. They unfortunately did not do that for me. Um,
Yeah, but it was
better off
rad.
this way.
It was rad. They played a lot of their throwback song, like
Hmm. They did.
from 2000, like from the Homesick album, "A Day to Remember," back in 2008, which was rad.
Yeah.
Um,
I definitely was. So I had I won't say where I work, even though if you're listening to this, you probably already know. But I was like limping around my shop today, and one of my employees was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I went to a concert last night, and I acted a lot younger than I actually am." And I'll survive. It's bad.
uh,
Here's to August.
what up? We have actual seats for that, so we can sit when we get tired.
Yeah,
Uh, that
I
it.
probably won't.
I probably will. We'll see. Um, let's. A couple of trailers came out this week. Um, the first one that we're going to talk about, you told me about. I haven't watched it yet. I
I
did not
told
watch.
you to watch it before we started recording,
Yeah, but then I forgot to do your trivia question, so I had to do that. And you're like, do that, and so
Alien Romulus. I since you didn't watch it, I'm gonna steamroll this one real quick and then we'll move
please.
on. Um, the trailer for this looks terrifying, which is awesome for me. I'm a huge horror fan, and you really got to put the emphasis on the second R in horror. Otherwise you sound like a pervert. Uh,
Unless you really like Vegas, that's also
I'm a
okay.
huge horror fan. Uh, and the
Go for
Alien
it.
movies started out as like a sci-fi horror movie, and then all of a sudden they were like, "Yeah, let's mix them with the Predators and make them cheesy action movies," and they were all terrible. This looks very, very much like it's going back to that horror genre, and I am so stoked about this. If you haven't watched it, the new trailer, there's been a trailer out for months now, but there's a new trailer out that just came out a few days ago. Go check that out. It looks fucking sick. I can't wait for it. I grew up on these movies. I watched these were like the movies that like when you went to your divorced parents' house, I went to my dad's and he was like, "Ah, your mom won't let you watch this? I got you, buddy. Watch
This is how I
Nightmare on-"
get brownie points.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
never. I'm not gonna. Nope.
Don't do it.
Yep. Sweet.
But so I watched a lot of this. I grew up on that stuff. I love the Alien movies, the originals with Sigourney Weaver. I am stoked about this one. I haven't been stoked about a Alien or Prometheus or Alien versus Predator movie probably fucking ever. This looks good, and I am happy for it. Please be good, or I'll be unhappy for it. And I'll talk about it here.
Yeah, two claps and a Ric Flair. We also got the trailer for Venom 3.
Didn't we talk about that already?
No, because that was earlier this week. For how short of a week it was very long.
Huh.
I mean, just like every single Sony Spider Man adjacent, not including Spider Man movie, it looks cool. I bet that the trailer shows all the cool parts.
Yeah. The
Also,
they're just not good. They're just not good.
it's
They're
almost like if
just
you want to make
not
movies
good.
about Spider Man related characters, you kind of need Spider Man.
What?
Give me pictures of Spider Man. But in all seriousness, like it's almost like the main thing is missing.
Yeah. Just I mean, my biggest problem with the Venom movies has been trying to make the the biggest fucking villain in Spider-Man anything, comics, cartoons, movies, whatever, a likable character.
Yeah,
Like, fucking stop. This is a ruthless, murderous, brutal piece of shit. And they're like, let's cast Tom Hardy, which I love Tom Hardy, but like, let's make him like a funny comic, like likable. And when I say comic, I mean like comedian comic, like
yeah,
likable character. And it's like, this isn't Venom. This is dumb. From the
yeah.
get-go. You guys took off without your wheels. Like, just sucks.
What a great way to phrase that. Of
Thanks.
taking off without wheels. That was, but so right.
Bad.
Um. Uh,
No, that's it.
okay.
That's
Cool.
it's just bad. Yeah.
Another thing that you brought up, because we didn't necessarily get a new trailer for Deadpool, in Wolverine,
Mm,
but you brought up a really fun and interesting theory that I
this,
just
yeah.
love. So I want you to steamroll again for this.
Well, we'll make it quick. This is a theory that I have, just me. I didn't read this anywhere. This is just a theory that this is original All Things Nerd podcast theory. I think so in Deadpool and Wolverine, um, we know that this isn't the Wolverine that died in Logan,
Mm-hmm.
right? That character is dead. He died. It is what it is, whatever. We also know from the trailer that the version of Wolverine that we're getting lost everyone. All of the X-Men, and he's alone, he's bitter, blah blah blah. And in this trailer, we also know that he has zero interest in helping Deadpool. There are a couple things that we also know that he does end up helping Deadpool. So there are two things. Two things, one's minor, one's huge. One, in the trailer, they show Wolverine talking to someone, and he says, I'm no hero, kid. I don't think he would call Wade a kid because he's like older than me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm definitely not a kid. I act like it, but I'm not. Uh, so I think he's talking to Daphne Keene in that scene, who plays X-23 in Logan, and I also think that she is going to be the reason that Wolverine says yes to helping Deadpool, and this is why. He lost everyone, but in her world, before Old Man Logan died, he saved all of the young mutants
Mm-hmm.
and gave them a chance to like live. And I think she's gonna convince him like, hey, like I know you lost everybody in my timeline. you lost everyone as well, but you redeemed yourself and you saved all of us. And I'm here today because of who you were in a different timeline. And I think that's what's going to make him say yes to helping Deadpool is like a redemption. Um, but we already knew that kind of that it was going to be a redemption, but I think that Daphne Keene's character is going to be the one to talk him into it. I don't know that the movie could come out and I'll be way wrong and I'll just, you know,
Because, I mean,
fuck
it's
myself, but
heavily rumored that Daphne Keene's coming back, but obviously
yeah.
no 100% confirmation. But I love that idea
Mm,
because, like, her timeline is the success story of Old Man Logan versus the one that the Wolverine that we see from the
mm,
trailer where he didn't. So I'm stoked on that. I really like that.
yeah.
I don't have a quippy transition, so
I
we're
was
just
going. I was like, I was waiting for you. I was like, I could. I was like, I was gonna be like, I'm getting really hyped up for this movie, and then I
oh,
was
you're
gonna let
getting
you go
hype.
from there.
You're
But
getting hyped up. Want to know what else gets you hyped up? Should have shut my mouth and taken the layup. Uh, our other sponsor this week is Ray's Energy Drinks. Obviously, it's an energy drink with 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 crash. And they have other stuff to choose from that's plant based, which is rad, and not all energy drinks. Listen up, learn how to save 15%, and we'll be right back with you. What's up, nerds? I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Raise Energy, an incredible energy drink that provides max energy with 0 crash. Raise Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high quality formula to bring a powerful yet sustained energetic experience to help you push your workouts and focus to the next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, and powered by their refresh formula technology, Raise Energy delivers a performance-enhancing energy drink that aids in multiple different categories that include targeted focus, better recovery time, improved clean energy levels, and a boost in stamina and hydration. But most importantly, every can of Raise Energy has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. So don't settle for an energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, head over to repsports.com. That's REPPSPORTS.com and use the promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout for 15% off your order. Or if you don't know what you want, go ahead and click the link that's in the description to get a $50 sample pack for free. All you do is you cover the cost of shipping. Again, make sure you use promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout to let them know that we sent you.
just for like a little bit of a build up to in anticipation. That's the word I was looking for. In anticipation for Deadpool and Wolverine, we are going to talk briefly about Deadpool 1 and 2. We have already covered all of the X-Men movies in prior episodes. We're going to cover these two briefly and just kind of make sense of it so that we're all in the right headspace going into that movie. Um, yeah. That's it. All right. We're going to close out this episode.
Yeah,
I'm just
watch
kidding.
both those episodes, both those movies. I mean, I've loved these movies. They're hilarious,
Gory.
bloody, yeah, gory.
I mean, it's just,
Ryan Reynolds.
I mean, eye candy. Only he's not eye candy in these movies.
No, he looks like an avocado had sex
Sex with an uglier avocado.
yeah, with an older avocado. And that was
It's
like the only way to get through their relationship. Like it wasn't like it was consensual, but it was hate fucking.
But we all kind of. I mean, if you guys haven't seen these movies, what are you doing? And what are you doing here? Like,
Yeah.
go watch them.
What are you
But
still doing here?
what are you doing
Go home.
here? I see what you did there.
Deadpool in credit scene. Huzzah. And Ferris Bueller, but same thing. Uh,
I mean, we don't have to like break these movies down, I think. Like everybody's already seen these, and if they haven't, they're going to, thanks to us, but
yeah, clearly, thanks to us.
clearly.
But I mean, they do set the tone. So and I mean, with the Red
This is
Band
what
trailer for
this is what made Logan rated R was the Deadpool movies and how much fans liked it. And then Marvel was like, yeah, look, we could try it, you know?
well, Logan was still
And
20th
all this,
Century Fox, wasn't it? Or was that after the? It
no,
might
you're
have
right.
been. It
Yeah,
might
it
have
was.
been
It was.
after the
It was.
buyout, but it
Yeah.
was before it had the official like Marvel Studios branding.
Yeah. Yeah. But it up until that point, there was no R-rated Logan up
Right.
until the Deadpool movies came out. And then they're like, "Oh, we could do a R-rated Wolverine movie."
Right.
And then he's just like cutting people's heads off and shit. And it was like, "Fuck yeah, dude." Yeah.
Cutting legs
But
off at the knee.
yeah, beautiful. Beautiful.
Mm.
God, it was if they had just made all of
All. Yeah.
I like the Fox X-Men movies, don't get me wrong, but if they just made them all rated R from the get-go, let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Absolutely. Um.
Let's talk about the end of Deadpool. What Deadpool 2? Because the opening credit scene is Deadpool
Dying.
killing himself, and he's basically like, "All right, Hugh Jackman." Well, I guess they reference Hugh Jackman at the end of the first Deadpool movie.
In the
He's got Hugh Jackman's face stapled to his forehead.
yeah, but also the opening scene where he's like, "Oh, whose balls did I have to swaddle?" It rhymes with pulverine, and then
Yeah,
he mimics that he's Australian. He's like, "He's got a smooth pair down under."
yeah.
Um,
And then in the second movie, he straight up references Wolverine dying in Logan. Uh, so
complete with a rotating.
yeah, and we know that Ryan Reynolds has been like bugging Hugh Jackman to like do this, and we talked about it when it got announced. We were both so stoked about it, and now it's almost fucking here. I mean, it's like the stuff we talk about just like happens. We manifested
Manifests.
it.
Jinx, motherfucker. Can't talk for the rest of the episode. Just kidding, Jake. I unjinxed you. Well, this has been the All Things Nerd podcast. Yeah, but at the obviously the biggest thing is at the end of Deadpool 2 where he goes back in time through Cable's time shifter to save a lot of the X-Force.
Hmm.
Which is cool because we see them briefly. I doubt that many of them are gonna actually play a part in Deadpool and Wolverine. It's just
Yeah.
more like we're continuing from where he saved them after
Hmm.
he sent them all to their death.
Yeah.
But
But this will
yeah,
be how we get Deadpool in the MCU is through this movie. And
yeah,
potentially Hugh Jackman's Wolverine.
yeah, which is
Or
sweet. So
like one more movie. One more? I think he'll be in Secret Wars.
I do too. I was gonna
Yeah.
say I think that's the only other one that he's gonna do. I don't think he's gonna sign up to. What's
Do
the point
anything
of
after that.
introducing Wolverine just to like pass on the mantle, like
Yeah.
in the official timeline?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, whatever. I Whatever.
Whatever.
I just keep playing him, please.
Yeah. Also, like, you're not really aging at this point in time.
Hugh Jackman looks fantastic.
Yeah. He did say, I did see, we're no longer talking about Deadpool 1 and 2, which is fine. But
No,
I
that's
did see that in an interview, someone asked Hugh Jackman, like, what was the hardest part about coming back to play this role? And he's like, eating so much.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Jake, as a fan, was the hardest. But the hardest part was eating so much to bulk up.
yeah.
Which I find hilarious because, like, I eat a lot.
You don't work out.
Well, yeah, because I don't have.
It's different.
Yeah, it is very different. My body's like, please stop. Oh, fuck, bud.
Different.
That went off the rails so quickly. I tried to make a joke, and you're like, yeah, but you're fat.
No, I didn't say that.
I know, you alluded
You were-
to it.
you
I
were just
alluded
like-
to it first. And
You
you're
were
like, uh-huh.
you were like, but I eat a lot. Why don't I look like Hugh Jackman? And I'm like, because you don't work out, bro. it's different.
I went into a mosh pit for a total collected amount of time of like a minute and a half, and I had to wear a knee brace today.
You did better than me. I was in there for like 30 seconds.
If that, and like 10 of them you were in the air because you got yeeted.
And the other 20 I was on the ground. So yeah.
I do feel bad because I was like, I want to get into that pit. So I grabbed you and one of the other people that we were with, got into the pit, lost sight of both of you, and then I see you go, what? And then that was the last time I saw you until I left the pit.
Yeah. It was a good time.
Good time. Good time.
Good time.
If you can't tell, there's a lot that we could be talking about, but we're
Choosing not to.
choosing not to. But because we had so little to talk about, we did talk about some stuff. Ceasefire, from the river to
Yeah.
the sea. Free Palestine.
I'm like, fuck. Of course, it's not facing the. But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're gonna let's close her down. Let's shut her down.
Yeah.
All right, friends, we are gonna close out this episode. But before we do, let's talk about our honorable mentions. Chad. That's great, Chad.
You do that every week.
I know it's funny.
Hilarious. The only thing that I have, because we recorded late last week, we recorded early this week. My Adventures with Superman Season 2. That's about it. I don't want to get into it because we're going to cover that.
We'll talk about it, yeah.
But that's really all that I've watched this week. Some Dimension 20 D&D shit, but that's it. What about you?
Couldn't remember. I was like, fuck, what did I write down for my... I'm still very slowly working my way through Dead Boy Detectives. I am really enjoying the show. I'm just a Ken. No,
Anywhere else you'd be a 10.
I'm exhausted. I got a kid. Between work and unpacking, we're still not fully unpacked. As you can see, I don't have fucking anything up on my walls in here because there are more important things to unpack, like things we need. So I'm just tired and I haven't had a chance to watch a lot. But Dead Boy Detectives, yay! Check it out.
Well, that's great, Jake. For our listeners,
I almost did it again. It's like my body is like, give me the booze.
Give
It's
me the
you,
booze.
McMuffin.
Great reference. For our listeners, if you stuck around this long, first off, thank you. Secondly, if you want to support us, the best way to do that is to like, share, and subscribe, and then also give us your money, because that's super rad. It helps us do what we do, helps us get bigger and better guests. The best way to do that is over at our Buy Me a Coffee, which is buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd. To become a premium subscriber, you get to hear our pre-show conversations. Today we got heated.
Yeah, you were being kind of a dick.
Yeah, it was me. You're right. I'm the problem. Hi. Or if you don't want to do that, I mean, lame, but we get it. Go to allthingsnerdpod.com, where we have our merch store, and pick something up there. It's like a quid pro quo. It's a 1-for-1. You give us your money, we give you something back. We like to give it back. If you like, yeah. I thought you were just saying yeah. Speak up.
Are you done?
Yeah, sure.
I was gonna let you get through your thing. But also we have some really exciting, awesome news, especially if we're not gonna say it yet. We're not divulging just yet. But if you're in the Minnesota, Minneapolis area, come November-ish, listen up. Well,
Yeah.
we got some pretty big news. It'll be awesome for everyone.
We will share that news before November, because you have
Yeah.
to be in
Oh
the
yeah.
area
Oh yeah.
by November.
Yeah.
Or if you're willing to travel, that's even cooler.
Way cooler.
That's about it. We love you. Thank you for listening, and this has been the All Things Nerd Podcast.